What investigators call a very dangerous man is now off the streets, captured in the far western part of New Mexico.
And you won't believe some of the things sheriff deputies say this guy was planning.
Ma'am, we have a search warrant.
Why are you here? Please,
ma'am, we have a search warrant.
That's investigators serving a search warrant at Todd Bartel's home last year. They had just arrested him, saying he had hit a deputy and rammed another patrol car. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. Investigators also say that Bartel is an anti-government extremist who was building bombs, improvised explosive devices, or IEDs, and even made a rocket launcher hoping to take down a helicopter and Osprey. Bartels would now charged with everything from making and having explosives to aggravated assault on police. He is still in jail. Little is known right now, but we expect to learn more information later today as police continue to investigate a person found lying in the middle of the floor. It happened actually out on the road at about midnight on Western Skies, just south of Central in southeast Albuquerque. Police were called after someone spotted the person lying down in the road. Police initially thought it was a hit and run, but say it appears the person may have been the victim of a battery. However, that has not been determined as the investigation is ongoing. The person was taken to the hospital. No word on their condition.
Later today, we should learn more about another man who was hit and killed in Albuquerque last night. Police found him about 8:30 on Coors near St. Joseph. Investigators have not said who this man was or why he was walking on the road, but they do say whoever hit him did stick around until police got there. The Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, now trying to figure out why a small plane crashed near Deming yesterday and killed the pilot. Right before that plane went down, Carl Link radioed for help, saying he was losing his vision. He just moved to New Mexico from Missouri and was the only person on the plane. That plane was registered in Radium Springs in Doña Ana County.
The man accused of raping and killing a 1-month-old baby while he was high on meth is set to be in court this afternoon. Juan Galindo has a court hearing. Investigators say the disturbing crime happened back in December 2011. They say Galindo was supposed to be taking care of the baby girl. A man in the Four Corner region is arrested, accused of trying to kill his sister. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office says 23-year-old Cesar Enriquez of Farmington stabbed his sister multiple times. It happened after she called 911 to report that he was angry and acting strangely. The victim showed up at the emergency room a short time later. A helicopter located the suspect in the hills. Deputies arrested Enriquez after a car and foot chase. He faces multiple charges, including attempted murder and kidnapping. We're told his sister will recover.
Well, investigators are still trying to find out whoever shot and killed a man found in the back seat of a woman's car in Albuquerque this week. Officers say Glenda Trujillo here was very drunk Monday night when she told them that Michael Garris was bleeding inside of her car that was on a Trisco Ranch Road southwest. Garris ended up dying at the hospital. Trujillo told police a man in a white SUV shot Garris at a home a few miles away. That was on Cerrillos Road. Police are now looking for whoever that shooter is. They also arrested Trujillo on some outstanding warrants. Rio Arriba County could be out millions of dollars all during the next 10 years because of the last census.
Now county leaders are paying thousands of dollars to challenge that. The 2010 census shows Rio Arriba County lost 2,000 people, which cut the county's poverty rate. So now Rio Arriba is set to lose $750,000 a year in grant money for the next 10 years. That means projects like a new 911 dispatch center and business park are now on hold.
It's unfortunate that it didn't come back onto the radar screen until 3 years into the census period. So
the county is now paying $25,000 to $50,000 for an independent company to do a census on a small scale in an effort to try and challenge the government's census numbers. What's happening right now, big story of the day, Pope Benedict XVI's final day as head of the Roman Catholic Church is underway in Rome.
About 2 weeks ago, the Pope announced he was resigning, all because of his health, and the news was greeted with a lot of surprise. And overall, people here in New Mexico seem to think it was a good idea.
He realized his limitation, and he feels that he's doing this for the betterment of the church and mankind.
The announcement sets a stage for a conclave to begin in March. It's when cardinals meet in private at the Vatican to choose a new pope. Santa Fe Archbishop Michael Sheehan told us he thinks there will be a new pope by Easter. But as for today, after nearly 8 years as leader of the world's 1.2 billion Catholics, Pope Benedict is officially stepping down. It'll officially happen about noon our time, and tens of thousands are followers are in Rome to witness history. CBS's Benita Nayar reports from the Vatican.
Cardinals stood and clapped for Pope Benedict XVI as he met with them at the Vatican ahead of his historic resignation. The pontiff blessed them and promised to show unconditional reverence and obedience to the next pope. The 85-year-old called for the church to remain united and said he would continue to support cardinals in prayer. Pope Benedict gave an emotional farewell to 150,000 people in St. Peter's Square yesterday.
It did mean a lot, and to see the affection of the people, the appreciation of the crowd, and it was touching.
Later today, the Pope will take a 10-minute helicopter ride to Castel Gandolfo, the Pope's summer retreat on the outskirts of Rome.
He'll spend about a couple months there until there's a new Pope, of course, and until things are ready here. And then when he comes back here, he'll basically be spending it in a life of prayer in a convent on the Vatican grounds.
Most of the 115 cardinals who will elect Pope Benedict's successor are already here in Rome, and speculation is spreading fast about who will replace him.
I think it's probably going to be from either Africa or Latin America.
What matters most is that it is somebody who can guide the church into the future.
Pope Benedict, who was elected in 2005 after the death of Pope John Paul II, said he is leaving because he is growing too old and frail. Cardinals hope to elect a pope in time for the Holy Week of Easter, which is now just a few weeks away. Benita Nayar, CBS News, the Vatican.
No clear frontrunner has emerged as Pope Benedict's successor. Italians make up the biggest group of electors, but there's not been an Italian pope since John Paul I passed away back in 1978. Do know CBS will have special coverage of the Pope resigning. That starts at 9 o'clock our time.